Good afternoon and welcome back to another edition of the Xfinity series here at Mondays of Thunder Offline, and it is round 2. Today, race 1 at Kansas Motor Speedway. We got 8 drivers remaining to battle for the first championship in the first season of Xfinity. And I'm joined here again today with my buddy here, Tristan Grace. Tristan, how you doing?
I'm pretty good. Just woke up from a nap.
The commentator's nap. You gotta have them. All right. So I was just inspecting the '84 car with Tristan here. I was told to look at the hot dogs on this car. I missed it the first race. I didn't see anything, Keith. So if you're watching, please tell me. I see that there's hot dogs on the side of the car. I like it anyway. I do like the Oscar Mayer colors usually, but I don't understand what there's like some sort of it's not in focus anyway. I probably have to look at it closely to figure out the hidden message or Easter egg in that paint. Ron Marks is a fraud. Matt's starting early. Of course, Matt's got 2 new paint jobs here. The 17 of Anderson in the Jello car now, and I think we may have found a car brighter than Dave Grubbs. That car stands out beautifully. That neon yellow or green and the white with the red fade. I think, Matt, this might be one of my favorites that you've made. It looks great. Other one is your classic Exalta Sheen, kind of Matt's own twist on it. Blue red, and he's put in some white there. A little bit different, but the same. Anyway, we were talking about predictions before this race. I am gonna throw my submission in right now so you guys can all yell at me when they probably DNF, but I'm going to say who did I say earlier? I can't remember. I said I'm trying to look down my Oh, Soto. I think Alfred Soto is going to win this race. He's just knocked out of the playoffs after a poor round 1. And I think HRI, with their upgrades before this race, I think they're going to come out swinging and go back-to-back from Texas to Kansas. Who do you think is gonna take away with the trophy today, Tristan?
I'm gonna go with the 82 of Jamie Watts. He's usually rather good on these intermediate tracks.
All right, so we got a Hughes Motorsports and an HRI entry. I think those are sure bets, but we'll leave it to the audience to decide what they think is going to happen today. Let's get into qualifying, see where everything's going to stack up for this one.
Drivers, to your car.
Archie McDonald on another pole with Caleb Lane on his outside, Kyle Simpson on the inside second row, and Mike Atkinson also freshly knocked out of the playoffs in 4th. Sebastian Alonso in 5th, and Jack Carr in 6th, Torres 7th, Grubb off the win at Texas is in 8th, Zane Garrett also freshly eliminated in 9th, and Thomas Cook rounding out your top 10. Got Marks there in 12th, King in 15th, Nicholas King that is. Going down the list, we got Jarvie in 23rd, and I think that might be it for notables. You got your boys right there in 37th and 38th, Tristan, so not a great qualifying effort from the Blue Dog group today.
I'm confident in their abilities to make it up.
Yeah, we saw it last race. The couple drivers started pretty low, and they made their way up in no time. All right, on the pace lap now. Do we have the ticker working today? I don't see it working. I'm going to fix that quickly. Not sure why the ticker needs to be refreshed. And sometimes it doesn't quite figure that one out. Huzzah. Alright, so we got 67 laps here this afternoon. It's going to be about 22 to 24 laps in between pit stops. A bit shorter for a mile and a half. I'm not sure why that is with these cars, but anyway, c'est la vie. It's going to be a 2-stopper at the minimum, and maybe even 3-stopper if some of these guys pit before lap 22. We will see, but we're underway now. Green flag. Archie McDonald takes the green. Here we go. Race 14 has begun. Round 2 has started. Jarvie Motorsports taking 1-2 quickly, and then there's a 3-wide battle behind these guys. With Hope Torres, looks like she'll come out as the driver in 3rd place now. Oh, Matt's correcting me. It's a metallic silver. Sorry, Matt. It kind of looks like white with black gradient. Ooh, Soto getting shuffled back a little bit right there. You, since we got you here, I'm not sure if you missed it at the start of the broadcast, but I was looking at your Oscar Mayer car, and I can't see the significance of the hot dogs. It's not in focus. Is there something we're missing here? I see a bunch of hot dogs on the side of the car and one big one in the back. Tried to look at it closely, but I can't figure out anything of significance. If you want to just shoot a little thing in the text box, we'll figure that out. Good racing here at Kansas. 3-wide action racing as the 84 of car hits the wall. Don't think there would be too much damage from that. I don't see any scuff marks or anything from there, so I think Jack Carr might have gotten away with one early as he's in the wall again.
The wall again.
That car is mishandling. He'll want to get his first pit stop over with quickly. Looks like he's battling a very tight race car right now. That's not how you want to start round 2. Matt just throwing out fraud accusations everywhere. Not bitter
How is he
about
a fraud? I don't understand.
he's not bitter about Atkinson getting knocked out, is he? Ron Marks, one of the 8 drivers remaining in the playoffs. I didn't really go over that list with you. In numerical order, we got the number 9 of Alex Jarvie, Ron Marks in the 13, as we can see right here. Nicholas King in the 26 machine. We got Sebastian Alonso in the 29 car. And Jack Carr in the 84. Dominic Hall in the 85. Archie McDonald in the 89. And Hope Torres in the lucky number 99. So your 8 drivers remaining for the championship. Got, from what I can tell, we got 2 VRM entries, 2 Jarvie Motorsports entries, and I think everyone else is basically a single car entry. Well, it's kind of nice that I'm having a little bit of success in Xfinity, because 2 seasons in, I still haven't made a Truck Series playoff start for any of my 3 trucks, so I gotta admit it's kind of nice to have a little bit of luck go my way. Speaking of luck, VRM, I would say, has probably been the most dominant team in the series so far. 3 wins combined. And, man, Nicholas King has the lowest average finish of anyone in this series. I think it's less than 10. It's around 8, if I'm not mistaken. That's just incredible. 8.54 to be exact. And that is...
Wow.
I think the nearest one is actually his teammate and team owner Hope Torres with a 12.62 that I can see. Who's yeah, that's the second lowest. So VRM easily the most consistent fastest cars out there, as we see Hope Torres leading this one early. Top 9 of 67 already. Approaching the halfway mark of the first round of pit stops. I'm seeing some tire marks out there. I wonder if the 61 might have gotten involved, because the 61 is showing 5 laps down already. I think the 61 might be a victim of the pit stop glitch on pit road. Oh, looks like Tanner just failed to start this one, so that's just bad luck from the GMS camp there. A small little breakaway of the top 5 cars, including the 31 of Cook, having a decent season so far. Didn't make the playoffs, but you know, a couple top 10s and I think a top 5 already this season. Just checking my stats. No top 5, but 2 top 10s. You know, it's not it hasn't been a terrible season for the 31. Getting outperformed by the rookie though is his teammate Paul Erickson, who does have a top 5. Of course, Vince Curtis, the team owner, and also in front of those 2 points as well. So pretty mediocre season, I guess, from Winter Air, but could be worse, I guess.
Could always be worse. He could be Flow Car Motorsports.
Yeah, Flow Car has just had no luck. Although I must say McLaughlin has performed admirably this season. I mean, I'm sure Mike's expectations are higher than, you know, what the team is capable of right now, but I think McLaughlin has been a very solid rookie companion to the other rookies out there. Can't ask for too much in a single car team. You know, if you have a bad day, you're not going to rake in the money, since you only have 1 horse in the race. But I think you know, I think next season Mike may want to expand. We'll see, but not my choice, I guess. See, Atkinson, Garrett, 2 casualties of round 1. Actually, then there's Soto right behind, so 3 of the 4 casualties right there from round 1. All having admirable days so far, but too little too late for these 3 guys. Jarvie looking down low on his team, and Alex Jarvie started quite low and right there in 4th now, so guy has a fast machine today.
That is a killer Hellman's Mayo scheme.
It's not,
say so myself.
it's not very original, I must say, but
Well, I mean, but it's still killer, you know?
I like this Brandt Chevy here. Probably one of my favorites on the season in Xfinity. Stands out.
Looks like a tiger to me.
Wow, I mean, it's like a cornfield, right? Isn't that kind of?
Yeah, it's like rows of crops.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like at a distance, it strikes me as a tiger.
I don't know why it's red. I don't know why Brandt always uses red, like that bright red and black as part of their logo. I mean, you don't think red with corn, but whatever. Kind of works. It stands out always in real life. Whenever they sponsor a car, you can always find the Brandt car out there. Hope Torres is having a little bit of difficulty now trying to pass Liam Tanner. Holding her up a little bit. 2 dodges, you think they would want to play a little nicer since they're a bit further down in the points. They started very strong with the manufacturer's points, but they have faded over time. BRM pretty much carrying the weight of that Dodge team. No offense to you or anything, Tristan, but I think
shows who's getting all the good factory parts.
Well, I mean, clearly some manufacturer backing here. If Mopar's on board here with Dodge, and clearly have the experimental good faster parts than you guys or GMS. It's clearly showing. But Dodge has slipped down. Like I said, they started out very strong, and now they're about 20 points behind Ford, who is leading the manufacturer points in Xfinity. And if I'm not mistaken, if Ford outpaces a Chevy today, they will have locked the manufacturer title for Xfinity with 2 races to go. They're 15 points ahead now. The max you can gain about 7. So Chevy kind of on the ropes here. They're needing a very strong finish in this one, at least a little bit faster than Ford. But I think the inevitable will be Ford wins the title this season in Xfinity, just like Toyota won in trucks last season. As for team points, BRM hasn't really dominated as much as you'd think, at least what it shows on paper. They're only 5 points ahead of Hustlers Racing and 10 points ahead of Jarvie Motorsports, so that is very much up for grabs. That'll likely come down to the final race at Phoenix. Is finally getting past Tanner. No, I think Tanner probably has about I want to say 5 fresher lap tires than the leaders here, so that's probably why giving the leaders such a hard time as Tanner goes to pass now. Whereas
Never really understood the appeal of Liam Tanner. I never thought he was that good of a rookie in the truck series.
You know what, I disagree. I think Liam put on a pretty valiant effort last season. Obviously, he didn't win Rookie of the Year, but before his monstrous wreck at Texas, which took him out for the rest of the season, I thought he performed admirably.
Yes, I'm more partial to his twin brother, Jeff Tanner.
The mysterious Jeff Tanner, who was never seen or heard from again after season 1.
Yes, I was wishing that you would put him on the driver's list to be drafted.
Have 2 Tanners on the same team. Maybe if Greg had his way. Alex Jarvie now looking low on Tanner. Looks like we might have our first set of pit stops coming up here on lap 25 now, so going a little bit further than I anticipated, which should make this comfortably a 2-stopper. Follow the 99 of Hope Torres, and I can see your guys right there taking some service, Freddie John. I mean, considering you haven't really been, hiding the fact that this is pretty much a cash grab for your truck series efforts, so I think all things considered, I don't think you've upgraded at all. I think they've done pretty good.
I haven't.
No, they've done pretty well, considering no upgrades have been introduced throughout the season. I doubt there will be before the end of this season, so I think, with the equipment offered and available, they are okay.
Freddie John and Zach Shaw have definitely outdriven their equipment this season.
That is for sure. Sorry.
I'll gladly give them a full-time truck ride.
So you think perhaps demoting them might improve their chances at success?
Yeah, think about it. We've got a bunch of prime drivers up here. When they go down into the truck series with a bunch of rookie drivers like themselves, they're gonna be amazing.
Never know. Freddie John, is Freddie John a senior driver? I can't remember.
No, he's a rookie.
Like, he's youth. He's young, right?
Yes.
I could focus on one car, that would be great. It's like Alex Jarvie might have just inched out Hope Torres out of the pits. Be leading by about half a second. It's Cook comes out a lap after these guys, so he'll have fresher tires now. Should slot right back down in there in third place as he was before the pit stops. Dave Grubb, net fourth place. HRR guys, I'm telling you, they're strong. That's Soto shown in seventh right now, so one pit stop could change everything. Let's check in with our playoff drivers here as we go down the field. Ron Marks, like he's battling for a top 10. Not quite in there right now, but passed by Atkinson. Callum Johnson. Like Callum's having a great race today. They're in 12th. You can get this pass done, you'll be 11th. Oh, good drive from the rookie driver. He's doing pretty well in rookie points, considering he's only made about 4 starts or so. Freddie John seems quite high. Or is he a lap down?
Is it a lap down?
Oh, Ron Marks is a lap down as well. Not sure what happened there. We got about a handful of drivers a lap down, including your pole sitter, McDonald. Not sure what happened there. They probably just had some bad pit stops. But it's the nature of the beast. Gotta upgrade your pit crew if you want them to be successful. Looks like Carr has slotted himself in just behind the 81. It's like he's in 20th right now, so he's fallen quite a ways back since the start of the green flag. Kind of holding on to a top 20. Young man has 2 wins on the season. He's right on the cut line. As things are, he'll probably still be above in the top 4. A little further back here. What else we got? Ponche, who's tied with Jack Carr at the end of round 1. The only thing that differentiated their standings was 1 position better for Jack Carr than Carpentier in round 1. That one kind of stings, to be honest with you. Got Nicholas King having a uncharacteristically bad day. 26 right now, but usually finds a little bit of horseshoe dust if he's not having a good day. Cautions usually come out for him, and he usually finds himself back in the top 10. Part of the reason why he's had such a high, or I guess a low, finishing position average on the season. Just sometimes you get lucky. Yeah, there's Zach Shaw. Like he's still on the lead lap, which is good. It's 27th, not bad. And I'm going to call another playoff driver having a somewhat bad day today. Right down there in 28th position. He's one of the drivers just below the cut line as things started out. See if he can potentially make up some ground in the next little while. We're about halfway through this race. Another poor playoff driver running order. In 30th place is Sebastian Alonso. What's happening with all these playoff guys? Alex Jarvie still leading. Starting to walk away now. He's about 1.25 seconds ahead of Hope Torres. But Dave Grubb is coming. Starting to walk away from the 31 of Cook and the 82 of Watts, who was your pick to win this race. Still in the top 5. Alfred Soto there, still in 8th place. Still with us there, Tristan?
Yeah, I'm still here. Just watching racing here.
Watching the race.
Dave Grubb in that number 33 live wire Mustang.
Looks like Dave Grubb is the fastest car on the track right now that I can see. He's gaining about 3/10 a lap on Alex Jarvie, and obviously faster than Hope Torres right now. Good Grubb. I was looking at it, and Grubb has actually never won a truck race, so last race at Texas was his first ever win. You remember him getting snubbed at Richmond last season.
Jess Hanna.
Yeah, just losing out to Jess Hanna. I think on the last lap or last 2 or 3 laps, he just didn't have enough to hold on. Could he go 2 for 2 today? Another 3/10 off Alex Jarvie right there, so he should be with him in about 3 laps time if this consistency stays up. Alex Jarvie, of course, in the playoffs, probably just not going to fight too hard if he catches him. Although a win would seal his fate into the championship 4. I don't think it's worth it at this point in time to be going all out for the win at any cost. Another 3/10 knocked off that last lap. We'll have one more pit stop to go through around lap 50, so hearing that shortly. Look like Alex Jarvie has any lap traffic to contend with right now, so it's just all raw pace. Nearly 4/10 that last lap was taken off, so
Wow.
either
Dave
Alex
Grubb is on a tear.
Oh yeah, well it looks like Hope Torres is also kind of gaining on the 9 car, so I think Alex might have just used up too much of his stuff at the start of this stint. Dave Grubb is getting closer now. He's right there with him. Oh.
He's right there.
Like 2/10 that last lap, but he's starting to get a little bit of aero wash now, so kind of expected not to gain as much. Could be right with him coming off of turn 4. Got 3 different manufacturers in the top 3 spots. Remember, if Ford beats Chevy today as the top finisher, then they have clinched the manufacturer title in Xfinity. Bet you kind of wish you were still on that Ford train now, Tristan.
I definitely do. We wouldn't be in this situation if I stayed with Ford.
It's a nice little look at change. The prize money for a manufacturer's title, you know, it's nothing, you know, substantial, but it's good enough. Just checking right now, you get about 20 grand. As Grubb looks on the pass, and he'll clear him. We start walking away now. 5 laps or so before the next round of pit stops. Yeah, so 20k for first place, 12 for second, 8 for third, and 4th for fourth. 4,000 for fourth, I meant. Looks like Hope Torres is gaining a little bit now, so we might have a nice 3-car battle for the lead shortly, since they're coming into the pits. A little further back for 4th place, we got Jamie Watts just out here for bragging rights and some prize money. 31. Cook, who's been in the top 5 all afternoon. Atkinson looking to change that statistic before the next round of pit stops. Looks like McDonald is kind of catching the pack a little bit. I know he's a lap down, but you know, making the best out of a bad day. I think we'll have a couple more laps before pit stops. Dave Grubb leads for the first time today, just before the second round of stops. And he'll have about 17 to 15 laps to defend that lead. if his crew can get him out. First place. Everything kind of staying status quo there. Alex Jarvie not really losing too much time on grub now. Hope Torres about a second back. Cars have definitely slowed down a little bit since the first stops. Kind of see how much slower they're going. It's nearly flat out here on fresh tires, so speed difference is noticeable. Ooh, Alex Jarvie getting very close. So the leaders put on lap 25 the last time, so this is lap 50. I'm guessing we might see a couple of guys come down pit road this time by. Just in a nick of time as they were catching some lap cars there. Sure, I don't think the 33 is coming. Nor is the 9 or 99. We're gonna go one more at least. Ooh, 43 flips the wall. Marks is a lap down. I think the 48 might have pit already because he was battling for fifth, and I don't see Atkinson anywhere. But this is probably the lap we're gonna see our leaders come down, and here they are.
Looks like it's all up to the pit crews now.
Let's see how this all pans out. The top three all coming in within about a second of each other. As Cook inherits the lead now. That extra bonus point, and there goes the 48. Lap earlier than the rest of the majority of these guys. Seen a fair bit of caution flags happen mid-pit sequence, so I'm just going to keep an eye out. Anything like that while these guys are taking service, and looks like Alex Jarvie again beats the 99 off, and the 33 is still on pit road. Oh no.
Disaster.
Oh. I'm glad Dave's not watching this race, because he probably would have jinxed himself before these guys came in, because he generally has bad pit stops. And today is no different. Just couldn't get it done. He's still there. He's going to lose a lap for sure now. Off he goes. Wow. Here comes Alex Jarvie around turn 4 now. Oh, that's heartbreaking. But the 9 crew getting it done twice today. Putting him net first position before everyone else cycles through their stops. There's Dave Grubb coming off pit road, and he will be a lap down. But I guess we can kind of pretend to see how things could have panned out if he hadn't had those issues. 33 could have caught the 9. Ron Marks, the teammate of Dave Grubb, also having issues on pit road earlier today. Zach Shaw.
Watermelon, adrenaline shock, dodge.
So what when I proposed this to you, you said you've actually had adrenaline shock. What's it taste like? I don't even think they have it up here in Canada.
Oh, well, it tastes all right. You know, it had a bit of a water. Did you ever try to Bang Energy?
No.
Okay.
We have it up here. I just never had it.
Okay. Well, I mean, just hard to describe the taste. I mean, just other than tastes like watermelon, you know?
Yeah, watermelon's good.
But then basically the way it feels, like you're on. It's like diet meth, basically.
Well, I don't know what regular meth tastes like, so can't can't understand what you're saying with that one.
Like I'll drink a can of it. Like before I went to work over the summer, you know, like just usually whenever I'd go to and from Atlanta to pick up parts or whatever, I'd have me a can, and like whenever I'd get finished with it and it would hit me, I'd get like flashbacks to finals week whenever I was just doing like Adderall to stay up all night.
Everything becomes a blur.
You start sweating and shit.
Oh, 8 and the 99 nearly collided there. Looks like there was contact made. The 8 hit the wall very hard. Definitely some damage now on that 8 car, but the 99 was nearly taken out. There we go. It's another close call. Looks like Hope Torres avoided a near certain death by not sliding into the wall and probably going right in front of the rest of the traffic. Lap 59 now. This race has been caution free, just like the truck race actually, so I guess these drivers aren't very aggressive when it comes to this track, but you know, we've had our fair share of timely and untimely cautions this season, so a couple of caution-free races is nice to see. Let's go through the field a little bit. Hope Torres now third. Looks like Atkinson is starting to climb a little bit on Alex Jarvie's lead, but it might just be too little too late for that 48. Not to mention he's on slightly older tires, so there's that deficit he has to climb through. Looks like Johnson got a poor pit stop and he's now 28th a lap down, so something going on pit road today with the air guns jamming or something happening that these guys don't like. 82 is in 4th place, nearly 7 seconds behind, and then looks like Soto might be a lap down as well. Yes, he is. So there goes my pick of the day. And we have to go all the way down to 6th place. He's about 10 seconds behind Thomas Cook, who's lost a little bit of track position since the last pit stop, but just made a pass on the 43 of Price here, who's having a phenomenal day. Just outside the top 5 now. Next we go all the way down to Gallagher. Sophie Gallagher in 7th place. And she's having a nice battle with Cameron Murphy, who is about to take that away from her. Got the 18 of Zach Ross, who I don't know. I think he probably should have been in the playoffs. He had I think he was one of the first guys that just missed it. He was quite high up in the standings, but lost out because of lack of wins. But nonetheless, he's having a solid day here in the top 10. Go down to Wayne King. Finally, I know every time I say this, when he's having a good race, he deserves it. Had a terrible season in Xfinity, but
He changed the colors up on it.
well, that was a few races ago.
How did I miss that?
He had it like I think it was blue to start. Well, he had the white sheen to start the season. Then he switched to like the neon yellow with the blue, and then I think a couple races after that he switched to the red. So it's been like you probably haven't noticed it because he hasn't been up front too much, but finally out there in the top 10. 13 and a half seconds back, but still. But 2 laps to go now for Alex Jarvie, who's still leading nearly 5 seconds on Atkinson. We'll skip kind of the rest of the field on the running order. I think we have time to go through everything. Looks like Jack Carr is kind of rebounding from or start of the race. I think he's 16th now, so he's climbing back up slowly, but he's just going to run out of time. This King, 17th. Uncharacteristic for that guy to finish out of the top 10. But Alex Jarvie about to approach the final lap. Another dominating race from this 9 car. I don't think he was the fastest, but he was the most consistent. In a caution-free race, that means everything. 1 lap to go for this 9 team, who will be the first driver to punch his ticket to the Championship 4 race. And I will say, from a personal note, this is very sweet to have some vengeance from last season and even this season in the Truck Series. But it's nice to be a little competitive in a series for a change. And like Alex Jarvis about to come off of turn 4 and just about lap Freddie John to clinch his ticket to Phoenix. Looks like he might actually have a little bit of side damage there. He might have hit the wall while we were looking at that. It's something else. But nonetheless, doesn't matter. The car is going to pass Tech, I assure you.
I don't know. That front bumper looks a little bit low to the ground, Alex.
It's, sus. But I don't know. It looks
sus.
It's sus. I'll throw a sticker over it, the inspection sticker. I'll pay the refs off. But yeah, no. Looks like we had Hope Torres finish 3rd. Sure, she would have liked to have 2nd or even 1st, but that's, you know, still a pretty good start to round 2. She can easily point her way in with finishes like this. As for the other playoff drivers, Jack Carr finishing 16th, you know, that's not a terrible day. But you're going to need to take it to the next level if you want to make it to the to Phoenix. Nicholas King, I'm sure, will rebound nicely going to Talladega or Martinsville. So I'm not too worried about him finishing 17th. Archie McDonald, terrible race, 26th. I guess it could have been worse, but still, from starting on pole to finishing there, he's got to work on his racecraft a bit. Looks like he has the lowest starting position. He's 7.46 starting position, and his average finishing position is 19.08. So clearly there's something to be had there. Archie is a good qualifier, just a poor racer. Alonso finishing 24th. He'll probably need a win or a couple top 5s and 10s to advance at this point. Ron Marks is probably the biggest question mark going in. He's stolen a win before. Can he do it again? We'll see. Finishing 30th, I think that's the lowest of all the playoff drivers from this race. Like Patricia DeLeon and Leo Tanner, the 2 GMS cars, finishing 39th and 40th. That's a terrible race for them, but compensated with a strong finish from Matt Price, 6th. Who else we got? Dominic Hall, 20th. So it looks like Garvey and Torres might have a comfortable lead going into the next race, as everyone else kind of struggled, and I don't think there's another playoff driver in the top 10 besides those two. So going to be interesting to see what happens at Talladega. Keith was telling me about something to improve the racing, so I'm going to try that for the I'm going to practice and play around with that for the upcoming truck race and Xfinity races there. And then we have our favorite Martinsville, where qualifying is everything there, and then we'll finish it off at Phoenix. So we'll be done this season probably the next I'd say a week or two. Should be able to pump these out pretty quickly now. And then we have our second off season, which will be very interesting to see how that all kind of pans out.
It's always nice to see like what happens in the silly season and all that.
And I can assure you there will be some changes on my end, at least from my truck program. It's just not really working out too well. The lineup I got there, I think I just got too many youth drivers, but we'll see what happens. Keith Hughes now has a fully maxed out engine and aero department there, so he'll be more competition for Matitude. Looking forward to seeing how that works out for them. And yeah, been pretty good this season. Any thoughts on this race, Christian? I know we didn't really spend too much time looking at your drivers, but I guess they made up yeah, decent amount of positions from the
Yeah.
start of the race.
Yep. I mean, that's all you can really say about it. Not a whole lot to complain about.
Matt's curious who's going cup racing next season. Well, I can assure you that's what I'm saving for is 3 cup cars, and who I'm going to put in those cars I have yet to decide, but we will see. 2 drivers I got now, McDonald and Simpson, are leading contenders. They've had decent seasons, although Simpson hasn't really won anything. He's been fairly consistent. And we'll see how I do at Phoenix. Will kind of determine my fate on that. But yeah, what are your thoughts? You got enough money to go cup racing next season, or what?
We are trying to save up money for that right now.
Yeah.
I'm looking to get hopefully 600 grand by the end of the season, but that's probably not going to happen. So at least 400 grand would be nice to have.
No, 450 will get you 3 cup cars to start the season off. So I mean, it's everything's a lot more expensive. Yeah, 450 grand.
Why did I think it was 600?
Yeah, I don't know. 150 a car. So yeah. I mean, I think
I guess I was just thinking 200 a car for some reason.
Yeah, well, you want to have a few upgrades, I'm sure. So you're easily looking at, if you have $1 million banked up, you should be okay. But upgrades are expensive the higher you go. Everything's more expensive the higher you go. So we'll see. I'm sure some of the guys with, close to $1 million, that's what they've been saving up for. I know Galiza Racing and Sovatech have been saving money. GMS has been saving money. I know Matitude kind of spent a little bit today, but or was it today or a couple races ago he spent some money. So we'll see how that works out for them, but I can assure you that's fully my plan right now is to go cup racing with 3 cars and hopefully some upgrades. Oh, we may have our first silly season story for next season. We got Chris McRae going to cup. So he's going to be making the leap from trucks all the way to cup in one season. Considering he was on the ropes and nearly fired at the start of season or midway through season 1, I think he's done pretty well for himself.
Definitely a good redemption story there.
Yeah,
that second place showing at Coda, that's what really saved him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I thought for sure he was going to win that, but Aiden Wright stole that one. A couple late laps, he made the pass. Chris McRae doing very well in the race he should have been fired from. But yeah, looks like Atkinson's going racing in Cup next season. The rest is to be determined. Makes sense. I still haven't made my decision. Kind of depends on my draft order. I'm sure I'm not going to be very low or very high. I'll probably be mid-pack based off my performances in both series. But yeah, okay, that was Kansas Speedway race 1. Looks like we got our first driver locked in. Alex Jarvie, congrats. That's his 2nd win in 4 races. So Jarvie Motorsports making a bid for the championship season 1, and Hope Torres, going to be pretty high up in the points after this one too. So we'll see how she ends up. Hopefully the next 2 races go comfortably. Not too bad for her. Even though we're at a super speedway and a short track, it's going to be very wild. I'm sure. Everyone would have liked to get their win out of the way in this one to relieve some of the tension and pressure, but it is what it is. That's racing. That's why we go racing, to see who is the best of the best, and we'll find out our championship 4 in 2 races time. Hope you guys all enjoyed yourselves. Thank you again, Tristan, for joining me. It's always nice having some company up here, so you're not alone.
No problem.
Yeah, thanks, and we'll hopefully have you back in the booth before the season's over, maybe even for the final race. That'd be nice. And yeah, we'll see you guys all in a couple days for race number 15 for Trucks and Xfinity at Talladega. Hopefully we can get those both in at the same time. I'm just kind of probably would have done 2 today if we could get everything synced up, but I wasn't going to do 3 races, so 1 is enough for now. We'll do 2 another time. Thank you. We'll see you all again soon.